Poppin PJ here, and I am going to show you how to make this super cute modern planter. And it can be used as a candle holder as well, and I will show you soon, just using some clothespins, some screws, and a cute little clay flower pot. To make this super cool, one-of-a-kind planter or candle holder, you will need a clay pot. I used a small one here. It cost $1.25 at the Dollar Tree, and it came in a package of 2. So here it is, just a little clay pot. It's a 3/4 to 3.5 inch height pot. And for this craft, you will also need some clothespins. Snap, snap, snap. The first thing you will do with the clothespins is take the springs off of the clothespins, and you will have about 9 clothespins that you will do this for. 1 clothespin taken apart so far. So I have all of my wood pieces from my clothespins ready to go. Now, my original idea was just to place these clothespins all around the pot. I held the clothespin up to the pot, but I was like, nope, that's not gonna work, not like that anyway, so I slid it down just a little bit where the tip of the clothespin is right under the rim at the top of the pot. And there's a little overhang, which I like that. It's like the foot of the pot. So I'm going to place the clothespins something like this around the pot. But first, I need to set up and prep my working area because we will be working with some super glue. I will be using this DAP RapidFuse super glue, taking off the lid, placing the glue on the flat side of the clothespin, just starting at one end and just going all the way down, placing the thinner end of the clothespin right under the rim of the pot there. I really didn't need to put the super glue on the thicker end of the clothespin because, as you can see, that's the overhang. Pressing the clothespin on the pot firmly so that it will adhere well to the pot. So my original idea was to place the clothespins all around the pot, but as you can see, the pot lays at an angle, and because of this, the clothespins started to angle a bit. The first few I lay down are okay, but then you will soon see that they start to angle. Sometimes when you have an idea for a craft and it doesn't quite go the way you had planned, you just kind of go with it and see what you create. And that's what's happening here. This is the last clothespin I'm going to glue onto the pot for right now. You can clearly now see how the clothespins have angled. So I stopped gluing down the clothespins and just kind of started to look at this pot with these on here to figure out what could I do with this. I made a mark on the pot at the middle clothespin and then put a mark directly on the opposite side of the pot because I'm going to place a clothespin at that middle spot and make the clothespin formation just like I did on the opposite side. You can see that we are left with a V or triangular section here. I am going to place a piece of clothespin on the middle of that section on both sides of the pot. I will next use this Pewter acrylic paint to paint the clothespins on the pot. Watch out, I might paint your nose. And here we go, we begin painting. I will be applying 2 coats of paint for each color that we paint on this pot. And this is what we have so far once the clothespins have been painted the pewter color. I think it's cool looking. I decided I'm going to paint these 2 triangular areas you see here white. Just plain old white acrylic paint. I start with using a paintbrush, as you can see here. This spot right here is hard to get with this particular paintbrush, but I kind of do it a little bit, but I end up getting some paint on the clothespin, so I decide I'm going to use this toothpick to get down there a little better. I use toothpicks a lot for small areas like this. So I'm looking at what I have so far and thinking about what I want to do with these white areas I just painted on either side. But first, I'm going to paint the rim of the pot black. It will be a very good contrast. Right here. I just love how everything is coming together. Jet black. It looks so good next to the other contrasting colors. I really like it. Now that we have the rim of the flower pot painted black, I know what I'm going to do for these white sections. I am going to recycle some screws that I messed up on some other projects I did, and they are going to work perfectly on this little flower pot or candle holder, as you will soon see. I will be using the super glue. I'm going to lay down some super glue right in this V section, and then I'm going to place one of the screws onto the super glue like so. Do the same thing on the other side. Place the screw down onto the super glue, holding the screws down for a few seconds to make sure they are well adhered, and do the same thing on the other little section here. Next, I will use a taller or larger screw that will be placed right between these two screws here, and it will overlap the screws right at the bottom there, so it will be somewhat elevated. This is going to look so cool and give it a very modern industrial feel. I spray painted this green floral foam white, and I'm going to put in some black and white flowers that I purchased at Michael's for one of the planters I made. The other one you will soon see I made into an LED candle holder. I am now going to place my little floral arrangement into the pot and add some small marble chips, using it as the ground cover for our cute little floral arrangement in the pot. So here's the pot without anything in it. Remember, we made this creative pot with clothespins, a clay pot, and some screws. One of them I added some florals and marble chips, and the other I converted into a super cool LED candle holder. If you like unique DIY that's budget friendly, subscribe to my channel, as my mind is always coming up with something creative. Poppin PJs, chic and unique arts and crafts and home decor.